Hey everybody, it's me, Erica, and this is Batty, Chatty. I know that we haven't had any of these for a while, but I wanted to do one. We are going to be talking about Bruce Campbell today, so if anybody wants to talk about Bruce Campbell, this is the time to do it. I hope everybody's doing really, really good. I know Christmas is almost upon us, so yeah. Let me see here. I'm not seeing any comments if anybody is commenting. Oh, nobody's commenting, so that. Oh, hey Paul. Hey Jasmine. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Bruce Campbell today. If there's any Ash fans out there that want to talk about him. Hey everybody. I know it's been a really long time. Sorry about that. See, I'm just getting my little Wikipedia thing up so that I have some information. I don't know about you guys. I am not ready for Christmas at all. It's not even, it's just way too close right now. I haven't sent any Christmas cards out. Everything's gonna be late. It's terrible. I have seen some of the third season. I didn't finish all of the third season, Paul. And I really liked Ash versus Evil Dead. I mean, it was campy and fun, but that's kind of what it's supposed to be, I think. Thank you, Eric. Hey, Cuteness. Let's see here. The Ash topic was a request, so that's why I'm doing Ash or Bruce Campbell. I just always call him Ash. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. Let's see here. A funny thing when I was reading on the Wikipedia, it said that after meeting Sam Raimi at high school, the two became very good friends and started making movies together. Campbell would go on to attend Western Michigan University while he continued to work on his acting career, but they collaborated on a 30-minute Super 8 version of the Evil Dead film titled Within the Woods, and it was initially used to attract investors. I had no idea. Yeah, I know what you mean, but it was good in places. Oops. There was definitely places it could improve, but I mean, most things have places they can improve. I don't know if all of you guys know this. I'm pretty lenient on my movies and stuff. I'm just really I tend to like most everything. So, oh, have a good time, Mike. Hey, Missy. Yeah, no, it says they met at Wiley E. Groves High School. I didn't know that either, Missy. I thought they met after that, so I guess they met in high school. Hi, Ernest. All right, let's see here. So he's been around for a long time. His credited films starting in 76 with It's Murder, and that's from Sam Raimi. And then Within the Woods, what I was talking about a little bit ago, that was in 78. You know, and then he's got stuff like in 1980, Attack of the Helping Hand, which sounds pretty funny. He played a hamburger helper hand and a Pillsbury Doughboy. So that makes me want to find that movie, because I'm sure it's super funny. But I do not watch all of them. Again, I've had a dry spell. Yeah, I go on times where I want to watch classic stuff, and then I want to watch kind of cheesy girl stuff, or, you know, I go on my little kicks too. You are too lenient. Better than I could do. I compliment, not complain. I'm the same way, Eric. You know, most of the time I'm like, heck, I couldn't even act that. I couldn't come up with that story or anything. So, I mean, it's all better than I can do. So, I'm just happy that it's there for my entertainment. Oh, bye, Missy. Oh, thank you. I forgot you were on here, Trista. Thank you so much. Everything's good. Everything's good. I hope everything's good your way too. Cheesy girl stuff. Cheesy girl stuff. Cheesy girl stuff would be stuff like Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that, Brian. Where it's got murder and death and stuff in it, but it's still kind of cheesy girl stuff. All right, let's hear back to his filmography. Oh, thank you, Trista. I really appreciate that. So 1981, of course, we get The Evil Dead, and I know tons of people love that movie. How could you not? I mean, I know there's plenty of people that probably don't like it, but The Evil Dead is just so good. And I mean, it's just so good. I mean, let's talk about The Evil Dead for a little bit. Do you guys have any memories of like, oh, the first time I saw Evil Dead, I was in the theater, or I was this, or, you know, I took a date to it and they freaked out, or, you know, I mean, let's hear some stories. Altered Carbon is a good show, which has nothing to do with the topic. You know, I was looking at that, David, and I definitely want to check that one out. I just read up on that. I was looking through Netflix the other night. Oh, I need my tea. No stories? No stories about Evil Dead? I know some of you guys have to have some. I didn't see, let's see here. I didn't see The Evil Dead right away. In 1981, I was... In 1981, let's see here. I was 8. Yeah. So I didn't see The Evil Dead right away. I didn't see it until I was in high school at some point. You're kidding me, Brian. You didn't see it until about 2 years ago? You know what? That's how I was with it. I did not see the 1990 version of it until about 2 years ago. So, yeah. So there's that. It completely and utterly is. Sadly, I was too young to watch it in the cinemas. I probably didn't see it until I was 18 or so. Yeah, like I said, I was only about 8 when it first came out. Your wife won't watch any with you. You know, my husband doesn't really want to watch too much horror. He does watch it because I watch it nonstop, and you know, what do you do? But you know, some days he's just like, no more horror today, and I'm like, okay. He's like, you know, you can watch that stuff the entire time I'm at work. Can we watch some drama or comedy or something? So I get that. Thank you, Joshua. You're looking forward to Bird Box via Netflix this Friday. I haven't heard anything about that. I'll have to look that up. You didn't see Evil Dead until you were 12. I think I was at least 16 when I saw it. And I know it kind of freaked me out a little bit. You know, I mean, that crazy person coming up from the floor and stuff. I mean, and then the crazy trees. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And, yeah, but it was good crazy. But, you know, I mean, at the time, my go-tos were definitely Halloween and A Nightmare on Elm Street. But there was always something about Bruce Campbell that just it drew me to his movies. Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. I'm a huge fan of Army of Darkness for some reason. And I know it's super, super campy, but I absolutely love it. Let's see here. She will watch Blade Runner, which is another I play nonstop besides Evil Dead and Ash. Oh, well, I like Blade Runner. I'm a big one for sci-fi too. My hubby's not too into sci-fi either. But yeah, no, I love sci-fi. Sci-fi's great. Your brothers always tried to put those movies on to scare you, but you actually loved them. The only thing you didn't like were clowns. Clowns kind of freak me out. I gotta be honest. And they don't freak me out. Like, I don't have that chlorophobia or whatever. But a creepy clown in person is... Hey, Wayne. Hey, Christopher. A creepy clown in person will kind of freak me out. Like, I don't want a creepy clown being in my vicinity where it can touch me. I can watch clowns all day long on a screen, pictures, any of that stuff never bothers me at all. But, I mean, they can creep me out in a movie, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, no. Clowns can do a number. You can't wait to meet Bruce at the Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, North Carolina, February 22nd. Oh, nice. I have not met Bruce. And I've heard mixed reviews about him. I've heard from some people that he's super nice, and I've heard from other people that can be kind of a dick. So I hope you get him on a good day. Let's see here. What's my favorite part in the original Evil Dead? That's tough. I think it's when that crazy possessed person is trying to get up through the floor. I love that part, because that's the part that like really got to me the first time I watched it. Art the Clown. Yeah, Art the Clown's super creepy. You'd probably like the phone app game, Army of Darkness. It's got all the sound bites from the film. Oh, nice. Nice. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Paul. Your favorite part's when his hand gets possessed? Yeah, that's a good part too. Oh, I'm sure I said excuse me. I'm sure I said the clown phobia name wrong, but it's something like that. Army of Darkness has a lot of fun comics from Devil's Due Publishing and time. Yeah, no, I thought Army of Darkness was definitely the most comedic out of the three, but I don't know, it kind of had a Holy Grail kind of feel to it too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was like the Holy Grail or anything, but because of the nights and kind of the campy humor, it was like a little bit of that thrown in. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny, and I like castles and bullshit anyway. Cheryl in the tree scene, that's a good scene too. Now, I have not seen Evil Dead 2 in a long time. I need to revisit that. Hey, Lacey. I need to revisit that, because usually I end up seeing the first one, or Army of Darkness, or the new version of the Evil Dead, which I absolutely love, the remake. And Bruce was in that too, so that's kind of cool. But I mean, not until the very end. Oh, I'm sorry, Dwight, but I did hear that about him. So I mean, somebody told me a long time ago, they're like, well, he's kind of a dick, but since you're a girl, he might be okay to you. So I mean, I don't know. I would think going to him first right away before he has to deal with a bunch of people would probably be the best bet, because I'm sure dealing with a lot of fans, you get tired of it, even though they should be, I would think they should be gracious and love all the fans that they have, but I could see where it might get a little bit like, oh, you know. You can see that Sam Raimi's sense of humor comes out in The Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. His Three Stooges influence shows a lot. Yeah, no, I agree. There is quite a ton of humor in that, for sure. Let's see here. What are some other movies he was in? Some of these movies I've not seen, so I don't know if they're horror or not. Cleveland Smith, Bounty Hunter. I have no idea. It just says it's a short film. Going, like, Blood Simple. Going Back, Crime Wave. I've not seen any of those. And then there's one in 85 called Thou Shalt Not Kill Except. That sounds kind of interesting. No, I agree, Brian. Fans can be total dicks, and I am definitely sure that, I'm definitely sure that he definitely has reason to be kind of like, I'm done. But, then you meet people that are unbelievably sweet like Dee Wallace, and it's just like, you couldn't meet a sweeter lady ever. And and she's just like that all the time. And the last con I went to, I saw her all 3 days. I went to her, one of the first people, and she was just sweet as pie. And by the third day, in the very late afternoon, she looked kind of tired, but she was still huge smile on her face, totally sweet to everyone. I mean, you could just tell she's just an incredibly sweet person. Oh, cool, Joe. You've met him a few times, and he was never a dick. That's awesome to hear. I can see how people would think that. He's sarcastic as hell. If someone is sensitive, I could see them being bothered or thinking, and some people have said the same thing about Bill Moseley, because sometimes he kind of channels a character, like he'll channel Otis or one of his other kind of dicky characters while he's talking to fans. When I talked to him, he was super, super nice and cool, but I could see if he was channeling a character, somebody could take offense, but I would have thought that was awesome if he was doing that. So, I mean, maybe, you said he's super sarcastic, so maybe that's part of it. He's one of the people I'd really like to meet in general. Yeah, I would like to meet him. That would be really cool. Yeah, I need to meet him. I hope he comes to a con near me soon. Hopefully. Oh yeah, he was in Xena, that's for sure. See, I'm trying to read all the comments as we go along. So, I left off at Thou Shall Not Kill Except, and then of course in 87 we're at Evil Dead 2. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna forget Bubba. We were kind of talking about Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 definitely had was definitely more comedic than the first version, or the first one. Not as comedic as the third, but, like I said, I have not watched Evil Dead 2 in quite some time, so I need to revisit that, absolutely. Any Maniac Cop fans. He was in Maniac Cop. That's a fun one. That's absolutely a fun one. Yeah, more funny than scary by far. Absolutely. A lot of people like part 2 better than the first one. I know quite a few people that do. Let's see here. Then we've got... See, and then some of these, like I said, I've not seen them, so I don't know if they're all horror or not. Then you've got in 89 Intruder, 89 Moontrap, 89 Easy Wheels, and 89 The Dead Next Door. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you. This one I have not seen. This makes me want to see. Sundown, the Vampire in Retreat. He plays Robert Van Helsing. I had no idea. I need to look that up. It's from 1990. You like that Bruce Campbell got killed right away in Maniac Cop 2? And that's the next one I was going to say, Maniac Cop Part 2. Intruder's great. I need to check that out then. Let's see here. Also in 1990, he was in Darkman. In 1991, he was in Lunatics, A Love Story. I haven't seen that one. In 1992, Eddie Presley. You know, some of these I've just not seen, so I don't know if they fit the topic or not. 1992, Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. Then you've got 92, Mind Warp. 92, The Nut House. And then we're back to Army of Darkness. Have I seen the Evil Dead Netflix series? The one that was on Stars? Yes, I've seen Ash vs. Evil Dead, and I liked it. I mean, it was campy and fun and silly at times, but you know, I liked it. I have not. Hey Todd, I have not finished it. I was kind of drawing it out since it got canceled and stuff. That's one my husband won't watch with me, so definitely can't watch that when he's home, and usually they were playing it at night. So you don't recognize anything but the Evil Dead stuff? Not even the Maniac Cop or the... Well, we're gonna get into some other stuff that he's done that's let's see here. Congo. He was in Congo. I think almost everybody's seen that. The Quick and the Dead. Fargo. He was in Fargo. Escape from LA. That's a good funny one. I loved Escape from New York, but Escape from LA was a fun sequel. Yeah, he was in Congo for 2 minutes. It's still credited role. He was in a show on USA also. Nothing to do with horror, though. Yeah, no, he's been in a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with horror. And that's, like I said, some of these titles I've been naming off, some of these movies maybe aren't horror. And I understand that because I haven't seen some of them. So, yeah, Pliskin. Snake, I thought you were dead. Let's see here. What else? Burn Notice. Yeah, he was in that. That's true. Let's see. Mino's Mine. See, some of these I've just not seen. Mino's Mine, Running Time, McHale's Navy. Now, I have seen From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. I don't really remember him in that too much. But I don't remember that. I mean, if I want to see From Dusk Till Dawn, I always watch the first one because the sequels are not that great. I mean, I have seen both the second and third sequel, but they just aren't. Most of the time, if I have them on, it's for background noise and I'm online doing group stuff. So it's not like I'm really watching. Let's see here. So now it goes into 2000. So we've got Icebreaker, Time Quest, Hubert's Brain, The Majestic, and then we get into Spider-Man in 2002. So then you've got Hatred of a Minute. See, I just don't know some of these. Then we've got Bubba Hotep. Now, I watched Bubba Hotep, but it's been forever and a day. I need to rewatch that for sure. I remember liking it. I need to rewatch it. I've watched so much stuff since then. It's not fresh in my brain. The day the world got eaten. Let's see here. Serving Sarah, Finalysis, Intolerable Cruelty, The Lady Killers, Comic Book the Movie, A Community Speaks, and Spider-Man 2. Bloodfest. I don't think I've seen Bloodfest. Then you've got 2005 Man with the Screaming Brain. That sounds pretty good. And this is definitely not horror at all, but he was in Sky High. And for a Disney movie, Disney superhero movie for kids, I really love that movie. I actually own that one. Let's see here. 2006, The Woods, The Ant Bully, Aqua Teen Hunger Force colon movie film for theaters. I have no idea what that is at all. Spider-Man 3, My Name is Bruce, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, White on Rice, Cars 2. It looks like he went through a little period where he was doing a lot of stuff for kids, actually. Tar, Oz, the Great and Powerful. Then we're to 2013, which is Evil Dead, the remake. Screaming Brain. Then The Escort, and then this year he plays Man in Hawaiian Shirt in Dark Ascension. I haven't seen that one. So then he was in a lot of TV as well. Everything from Knots Landing and Hercules, Lois and Clark, American Gothic, Xena, The Love Bug, Time Cop, X-Files, Legends of Tarzan, Alien Apocalypse, Burn Notice, Psych, The Librarians, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Fargo, Lodge 49. I mean, there was more than that, but I just kind of hit highlights. But where he's probably making the most money is in his video games. Because he He's done voices in video games, Broken Helix, Pitfall 3D, Techion, Evil Dead, Spider-Man, Evil Dead, Fistful of Broomsticks, Spider-Man 2, Evil Dead Regenerated, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. You know he's getting mega cash for that. Oh, thank you, Michael. I didn't know. I didn't know that it sounds like it should be on Adult Swim, actually. See, he's gotten a few awards here too. He won Fangoria Chainsaw Award for Best Actor in '93 for Army of Darkness. In 2003 at the Comedy Festival, he won for Best Actor for Bubba Hotep. He got the Fangoria Chainsaw Award for Bubba Hotep too. And Fanasporto Film Festival for Best Actor, also for Bubba Hotep. He got quite a bit for that. He also won 3 awards for Ash vs. Evil Dead, Best Actor on Television for Fangoria Chainsaw Award and the Saturn Award. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do we have any other things we want to talk about with Bruce Campbell? Any other stories? Or I don't have any stories because I've never met him, but I do want to. In 2000, where it says Best Actor in 2003 was Sigourney. At the Comedy Film Festival, he won Film Discovery Jury Award for Best Actor. That's the award he won. Not like overall Best Actor in anything else. That was just one little Film Discovery Jury Award at a comedy film festival. Zombie, good or bad? I like zombies. A lot of people are tired of zombies. I like them. Excuse me. I do like some of the way they're turning it into more of like infections and things, because it seems more realistic, like in that movie, what's it called? Contagion? I think it's called Contagion. I'm drawing a blank right now. Where the girl picks it up, she gets it from having sex, and then all of a sudden, there's bugs, and she just kind of becomes a zombie over several days. I like movies like that because it just seems more plausible than just all of a sudden bodies are crawling out from under the ground, from out of graves. But I like the crazy ones too, because it doesn't have to be that realistic for me to like things. you're so fed up, but you like the virus thing. Yeah, I like how it's kind of, there's a lot of more virus-y kinds. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Brian. He did a lot of work in the 80s and 90s, and he's slowed way down. But, yeah. What do you do? The splinter in the eye scene was a good in Zombie. Yeah, that... Anytime stuff happens to people's eyes in movies, it gives me the willies. It's just like, ooh! Freaks me out. Oh, it's getting chilly in here. I'm gonna have to put my sweater on. Ooh, much better. It's been getting, I know everybody where it snows and stuff, you guys would think I was a total wimp, but it's been getting chilly for me here in Southern California. It's been in the 50s and stuff, and it's just been cold at night. And since it's going on 4 o'clock, it's starting to chill down. Need more like different universes, Hellraiser. We need more well-developed ghost horror. I agree with that. I agree with both of those. I like ghost horror. They were on a huge ghost horror kick for a while there, and it seemed like everything was possessions and everything was ghost horror, and I myself am a slasher fan first and foremost, then a monster movie person. Like I love my slashers, I love my monsters. I do like my paranormal though, and I would like some more of that, but I want them to not just be all like jump scare and stuff. Let's see here. Need more like different universes Hellraiser. I tried to watch the brand new Hellraiser. Well, it's not brand new, but brand new to Netflix. Hellraiser Judgment. And then I got busy on the group and I didn't pay attention. So I need to rewatch that. It was definitely gory. I looked up a few times and there were some weird scenes that were just kind of seemed unnecessary and a little bit gratuitous. But I totally missed Heather Langenkamp. I always butcher her last name. I'm so sorry. Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. I know she's in it, and I absolutely missed her part completely. So I need to rewatch it if for no other reason to watch Heather. Yeah, and I love Netflix too. I'm kind of late in the game here. I just got a Fire Stick not that long ago. And so now I don't have to watch Netflix on a tablet anymore, which really helps. Because I can't be on my computer and watching a tablet at the same time. But I can have it on the TV and watch and be on my computer. Ghost House was good. Ghost House. I've not seen Ghost House. Army of Darkness was a good one. Army of Darkness was a great one. I love Army of Darkness. I've not seen Fear on MTV, David. Love the Paranormal Hunter shit on YouTube. I love 13 Ghosts. I'm not a big fan of found footage, so I have trouble watching those ghost shows. Those like true life, we're gonna go in with cameras and find ghosts. I have trouble watching those. I just have trouble watching them. I can't do it. There's too many other things that I like so much more, so I usually don't watch those. But I know that tons of people love them, and that I think that's awesome. If you ever see one where they actually catch a ghost, let me know though. I would watch that if they actually caught one. Yeah, no, they totally freak themselves out. I mean, because believe me, I have watched plenty of them, especially when they first started coming out, but they never caught a ghost, so I got pretty, I got bored fast. You have a few new movies for me to check out. Terrifier, Escape Room. I've seen Terrifier and I liked it. Escape Room, also Don't Hang Up. Escape Room sounds familiar. I'll have to check that out to see if I've seen it or not. But I'll definitely check out Don't Hang Up. Thank you. Fear was a show that took 6 people who had to stay and investigate a haunted place. Yeah, no, I've not seen that. We're gonna have to get. You miss Hellevator? I never saw Hellevator. I want to. Wait, my kitten, I think, is trying to nurse my big cat, and he's not his mama. Otis. Oh, you're getting so big. I know. My little Otis, he's getting so big. He's 5 pounds now. Yeah, go back. Very funny show. Yeah, no, I'm sure that show was funny. Yeah, I've not seen it. I'll have to. You know, there's so many shows I still need to see. I've not seen Scream Queens. I've not seen Scream from MTV. I've not seen Slasher on Netflix. There's a new zombie one on Prime that I want to check out. Let's see here. Mark, are you talking to me? Hey, Jason. Brian, I know you're here. Can you do something about Mark, please? Yeah. I would do it, but actually, you know what? Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little difficulty here. Yeah, no, Mark, actually, you have, not Mark, Brian, you have the power to do exactly that. Can you do that, please? Oh my goodness. If my computer would stop being so slow, I would have this handled already. Sorry, guys. Mark is now blocked from the group. Anyway. Sorry about that. I really hate it when people have to get so rude and just crass. This is supposed to be fun. Everybody knows I'm not going to show my tits. I don't do that. All right. Anyway, so now that I'm flustered, wish there was another Ash versus Evil Dead season. You know, I was really hoping that like Netflix or something would pick it up and go with another season, because they did that with Lucifer. But no such luck so far. Oh, my little kitten keeps trying to milk my big cat. But they're both boys, so there's no milk to be had. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. Are you thirsty? I'll have to make him some kitty formula when I get off here. Oh, it's the cutest thing ever. Thank you, Rich. I did take a deep breath. I just really hate it when people are rude like that. It's definitely not the group for that. What about Stan versus Evil? You know, I like Stan versus Evil. Dare I say I almost like Stan versus Evil better than Ash versus Evil Dead. I almost do. I really love that show. I'm a big fan of the IFC channel. I really like all of their programming. They have a lot of stuff on there that is just so good, and you know, I watch that channel a lot. Plus, I love that actor. I forget his name. I always forget his name, but you know, he's been in so many things. He was so good in he was, you know, he can make you hate him, he can make you feel sorry for him. He's awesome. Karma takes care of things for you. It will. I still want to watch Stan versus Evil so bad. Stan versus Evil is great. I really love that. You know, I never watched Scrubs. He was the guy from Stan versus Evil Dead was in Office Space. He was in the Belko experiment. He's been in so many things. He was in that He was in that made-for-TV miniseries movie where they made Dean Koontz book. Shoot. You know, where he kidnaps girls and stuff and puts them in a room and oh God, what's the name of that? I forget. I don't know. Stanford's evil. No way. Ash got him beat. I don't know. I love them both. Rich. I have to say I love them both. And they're, you know, the comedy's very similar. So and he might have been in Scrubs. I've just not seen it. Yeah, it's difficult to say. Still pissed off at that guy. Anyway. Hey, Johnny. How's it going? Oh, let's see here. I don't know why my computer is acting so slow right now. Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is awesome. I love Army of Darkness. I still need to watch Stan vs. Evil. I think you'd like it, Brian. Do I read Lovecraft? I should. I should read some Lovecraft. I have a ton of books on my to-read list. But I always get online and then I can't really read a book while I'm online. So I end up not reading. I do love to read, though. I love to read. You see this bookshelf behind me? It's full of books that I love. And most of those I've read more than once. Yes, it was sad that Steve Dash passed. Thank you, Rich. Rudeness just gets to me. Sorry. I had to write a message. Reading is fundamental. Yeah, no, I love to read. I just don't have a lot of time for it right now. But my mom gave me a good reading list. You know, my mom gave me a Kindle, so, you know, and it's hooked up to theirs, and they read like you wouldn't believe. So any books they buy, I automatically get, which works out well because they read the same type of stuff I do. They like, I read a lot of paranormal romance and some sci-fi stuff. Not a whole lot of horror, but some true crime, fantasy, stuff like that. I like getting into just out there stuff. But I haven't read a whole lot of horror. I have read some horror, but I have not read a bunch of Stephen King's books, which I'm sorry to, I need to, but I just haven't read a bunch of them, and I want to, but, you know, finding the time. So, I'll be getting those as soon as I can, as well as you know, I want to read American Psycho. I want to read, let's see here. There was somebody told me to read Jaws. Then I had another person tell me, no, I wouldn't like Jaws because it wasn't like the movie. And there was stuff in it that they omitted in the movie that I would probably like still omitted. So it's hard to say. You love Bruce. There is so much love for Bruce. You know, whenever there's any polls, and stuff, you know, who's gonna win, this person or this person? If Ash is one of the characters, it's almost always Ash wins by a landslide. So, you know, it's obvious there's tons of love for Bruce. Not a whole lot of horror. Do you consider Anne Rice horror? Do you consider, I mean, I consider a lot, you know, books about vampires and all that stuff. I would consider those horror to me, but they really aren't technically horror books. If you look them up in the bookstore, they're not in the horror section. So, yeah, I love sharks. I think I would like it. I really do. All right. Oh, thank you. Most of the books I read are on vampires. I mean, yeah, almost all of them. I'm a huge Sherilyn Kenyon fan. She is my favorite author. But, you know, I mean, I've read all the... Hey, Phil. But, you know, I've read all of the J.R. Black Dagger Brotherhood or whatever. It's kind of a mouthful. I mean, I've read most all of those. Most of them are vampire stuff. Vampire and werewolf stuff. Bruce Campbell is the man, and Frank Zappa. I can't argue with you there. What are some horror movies besides the Evil Dead series that Ash has been in? I think I've seen one, but I can't remember. Maniac Cop. You know, Maniac Cop. You've got, we went through them all. You know, you've got From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Maniac Cop, Waxwork 2. Attack of the Helping Hand. There's a few. There's a few. The Bubba Hotep. Yes, and I've read all of the Stackhouse novels too, and I loved that book series. It was awesome. I mean, so good, and so much better than the show. I thought. You know, I would sit there and watch the show, and I'm all, but that's not how it was in the book. This didn't happen, you know, and then, you know, where she ended up with some kind of nameless, faceless person at the end of the show. I'm like, no, she's supposed to end up with frickin' Sam, you know. So I was I was a little out of sorts on that one. But I mean, you know, what do you do? I know that they have to change things for different reasons. I hope I didn't ruin that series for anybody by saying that. It was kind of a spoiler. I'm sorry. Oops. Oh, that's awesome, Dan. Yeah, no, they're fun. They're really fun. I enjoy them. So let's see here. I'm going to try to do these live feeds a little more often for you guys. Let's pick a topic for next time. Do we want to say pick another actor like this, like maybe like Tony Todd or somebody, you know, talk about them and then go into just kind of free for all, kind of like we did today, you know, talking about whatever we want to talk about. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I just threw out Tony Todd as an example. It doesn't have to be Tony Todd, but I think he's an awesome actor and he doesn't get enough recognition. What about up and coming horror movies? We can talk about that. I mean, I was just trying to do like we've talked about that almost every single time, and I absolutely let's talk about that too. I just wanted to have something. Sorry guys, somebody was calling me. Just 1 second. Yeah.
It's me, honey, calling you. I was calling you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen. Tomorrow, they're going to do the street view, and there's only those two spots open right there. You should park there.
Oh, okay. I will. Thank you.
Because they're going to be coming home.
Thank you.
Those are the only two spots open right there.
Thank you so much. That was my neighbor telling me I needed to move my car. They're doing some kind of tree trimming or something, and so they're making it so that nobody can park on the side of the street that I'm parked on. It's actually a nice thing he was doing. Okay, so we got 2 votes for Tony Todd's good, and then we can talk about up and coming horror movies for 2019. That sounds good. Awesome. I just like to have a little bit of direction. I don't mind the free for all open topics, but sometimes a little structure is nice so that I don't him and haw so much. Anyway, yeah, Tony Todd. Oh, so we've got 3 for Tony. Awesome. Sounds good. You know, he is on my list. I really, really want to meet him. I heard he's just an amazing and awesome person and just super cool with his fans. So he's on my list to meet. So let's see here. What are the... Okay, it's the 19th today. I think it'll be just after Christmas when I'll go on again. Because Christmas is Monday, Tuesday? I'm pulling up my calendar, but my computer is being very, very slow, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, so Christmas Eve Monday, Christmas Day Tuesday. So yeah, I'm planning on the day after Christmas coming back. I know that everybody's gonna be everybody's gonna be busy on Christmas and stuff. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. I know I sound like mom, right? But it's important. Don't drink and drive. We want you guys all alive and have a wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah, I'm planning on Wednesday, Brian. So it'll be a week from today. Thank you so much, Jason. Yeah, no, everybody have a really, really great holiday. Thank you all for coming and watching the Bruce Show. Mwah. Thank you so much. Good night. Can it finish?